With the recent events in the economy, more and more Americans are feeling nervous about the well being of their investments. There's an eerie feeling that we're about to see a repeat of the 2008 financial crisis, but possibly on an even larger scale. And that is prompting a flight to safety for many retirement savers. With inflation still high and economic certainty not going anywhere soon, retirement savers are looking for safe haven assets that can also serve as an inflation hedge. That's why so many are now taking a look at precious metals like gold and silver. But which one is better? In this video, we're giving you the ultimate precious metals face-off. It's gold versus silver. Who's going to win? Keep watching to find out. Before we get started, let's talk about the 4 primary benefits to investing in precious metals. Diversify your portfolio. First and foremost, precious metals help to diversify your investments. Many investors stick to conventional financial assets such as stocks and bonds and consider a mix of various financial assets to be sufficient diversification. But if all of your assets are dependent on the health of Wall Street to perform well, you're not really diversified. Gold and silver are often considered counter-cyclical assets in that they tend to perform well when traditional financial assets are not performing well. So by diversifying your portfolio with gold and silver, you position yourself to help mitigate losses during financial downturns. Hedge against inflation. Gold and silver have also served as hedges against inflation for centuries, and for good reason. Paper currencies have come and gone over the years, but gold and silver have always remained. Gold and silver tend to maintain their value over the long run and retain their purchasing power even when currencies lose theirs. While the US dollar has lost 87% of its value since 1971, gold has gained over 5,500%. Not bad, right? Well, guess what? There's more. Protect against loss. Because of the counter-cyclical nature of gold and silver, they tend to protect against loss when markets are falling. During the 2008 financial crisis, gold gained 25% while markets lost over 50%. And in the aftermath of the crisis, gold ended up gaining 267% and silver gained over 540%, while markets struggled to regain their pre-crisis footing. Investors who had the foresight to invest in gold and silver before the crisis could have seen fewer losses than those who remained in the markets. That brings us to number 4. Store of value. Gold and silver have served as the ultimate store of value for millennia. Gold has always been synonymous with wealth, and even central banks retain ownership of gold because they realize that gold is the ultimate form of money. One thing is certain, gold and silver can never go bankrupt like companies that issue stocks and bonds. They will never become worthless. Gold and silver are both sounding pretty good right now, don't you think? Now let's dive into this precious metals face-off to see which one takes the crown. Round 1, the advantages of gold. One of the questions that confronts precious metals investors, particularly first-time investors, is whether they should buy silver or gold. Here are a few of the advantages that gold has versus silver. Greater recognition. Gold's ability to act as a safe haven and an inflation hedge is well known. And anytime precious metals are mentioned, gold is the first metal that comes to mind. That reputation is well earned, and so it's not surprising that gold gets all the attention. Add it to the fact that gold coins never circulated that much in commerce, and you have a rarity effect that adds up to gold's mystique. Compact store of wealth. Gold is also an incredibly compact store of wealth. $50,000 worth of gold can fit in your pocket, and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of gold can fit in a purse. Not that I recommend carrying hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of gold, but it can be done. Try that with silver. $50,000 worth of silver would require thousands of ounces, which might fit inside a duffel bag or suitcase, but would weigh over 80 pounds. That's why the international gold standard became the norm for commercial transactions, because large sums of wealth could be transported and transferred far easier with gold rather than silver. Price stability. Finally, gold has an advantage versus silver in that its price is generally more stable, both on the upside and downside. Gold's primary uses are for jewelry and investment, and that demand tends to be relatively stable. If you're looking for long-term price stability, gold may have the edge. Now for round 2, the silver advantage. There's a reason that silver remains a popular investment metal. Here are some of the advantages silver has over gold. But is it enough to win? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Lower price. The silver price is significantly lower than gold price, which is psychologically beneficial to many investors. Even if you're buying $100,000 worth of precious metals, you'll get more physical stuff when you buy silver rather than when you buy gold. In fact, right now, you can get nearly 80 times as much silver as gold, assuming you're able to buy at spot prices. Some people just like to have the feeling of having a lot of coins, and 20 large silver coins certainly can make you feel like you own something of value versus one small gold coin that's not much larger than a quarter. Use in everyday transactions. Because silver's value is lower, it always was the preferred metal for everyday transactions at point of sale. Older Americans may still remember when silver coins circulated as money. If the U.S. monetary system breaks down, there's a chance that gold and silver could reassert their role as monetary metals. And many investors buy silver specifically to have on hand in case they need to be able to use precious metals in everyday commerce. Silver coins are available in numerous different sizes and are perfectly suited for smaller transactions than gold. Potential for greater upside. Silver also has the potential for greater upside gains than gold, which is one reason some investors prefer silver to gold. In the aftermath of the 2008 financial crisis, silver's gains were more than double those of gold, with silver increasing in price over 540%, while gold was only up 267%. Not bad, right? These kinds of price moves are often overlooked and certainly are not appreciated by a great many of investors, but they are an example of how silver can really catch up to gold during periods of high precious metals demand, such as during and after recessions. Now let's take a look at the industrial versus investment demand, an important factor to consider. As we said before, gold's primary demand comes from jewelry and investment. There is some industrial demand for gold, but it isn't a primary factor in the gold demand. Silver, by contrast, is in greater demand from industry. This could be a huge factor in future price action. Solar panels are quickly becoming a major source of silver demand, as photovoltaic cells require silver to function. Industrial demand normally makes up roughly half of silver demand, with the rest coming from jewelry, silverware, and investment. When silver demand from investors picks up, that really boosts overall demand for silver and helps to drive up the price. We could see the silver price pick up in the coming years if the recession being forecast becomes severe, or if inflation becomes worse or becomes firmly entrenched. Well, you might not like this final answer, but the decision on whether to buy gold or silver is a personal choice, and that is dependent on your unique financial situation. For some people, gold may be better to satisfy their investment needs and be more stable. For others, silver is the better choice and could have a much larger price increase in the coming years. For most retirement savers, it could make sense to purchase both. After all, the entire point of purchasing precious metals is to diversify your investments, right? Diversifying your precious metals as well could make a lot of sense. Both silver and gold offer the possibility of asset protection, wealth preservation, and portfolio diversification. Both can make great gains during times when markets are down and the economy is struggling. And both have been treasured by Americans looking to safeguard their savings for decades. Goldco is a leader in the precious metals industry and has helped thousands of people place over $2 billion in precious metal sales. If you're looking for ways you could protect your hard-earned savings, right now they're offering a free wealth protection kit to arm you with every bit of knowledge you need to know to make the right decision. To get your free wealth protection kit, simply click on the link below or give Goldco a call today.